Well, a project at a local nursing home moves forward tonight with two co-chairmen at the helm. Phil Conover and Mike Elby will lead their new 728 Project Capital Campaign. Officials made that announcement at the one-year anniversary of their assisted living division today. So the goal is to raise $5 million to fund the construction of a new skilled nursing center and independent living patio homes. Officials say families would struggle without these new facilities.
They have to leave towns, finding other areas that can serve their needs. And then loved ones don't have the convenience of being able to see them on a weekly basis, maybe just having to schedule weekend trips. So I think there's a real need for these kind of facilities for the future of our community.
And Elby says they plan to start building a skilled nursing facility by the end of this year.